I bought the Vitus Sentier Plus about 6 weeks ago now. It looked pristine, fresh out of the box. But now, it's got some character to it. A few scuffs, a few scratches, paint chips, you know, the normal wear and tear. But honestly, I think it gives it some character. In this video, I want to go over some pros and cons of the Vitus Sentier Plus, as well as some upgrades that I've made in the last 6 weeks. But for now, it's safe to say that me and Ron Burgundy have been through a lot. I know it's not bad. That was close. Oh. I took a gamble on this bike. I bought it from Chain Reaction Cycles, which is all the way in the United Kingdom. I'm in the USA, and I've never even seen or ridden this bike. It's hard for me to say it, but I based my purchase on customer reviews and YouTube videos. I know it sounds crazy, but for the price point, you just couldn't beat the specs on this bike. So, with that being said, let's start off with the few cons this bike does have. And the first one being these cheap pedals that came with the bike. I also want to note that nowhere on Chain Reaction's website did it say it came with pedals. Up next is the RockShox Recon Fork. 140mm of travel solo air, but it only has 32mm stanchions. This may deter those of you who like to hit big jumps and big drops. As a side note, it didn't come with a shock pump either. Coming in at number 3 is the rear disc brake, 160mm. It feels a little underpowered in my opinion. And finally, no dropper seat post. I know this may seem like a lot of cons, but most of them are parts that you can upgrade easily. Which brings us to our next category, upgrades. And the first one being these Fuker pedals on Amazon. These are identical to Race Face Chesters and can take a beating. Here's what they look like now. The next upgrade I made was a 180mm rotor, and I think this is as big as it gets on the Vitus Sentier Plus. As you can see, it's pretty close. I do have some future upgrade plans, first one being a dropper seat post for sure. The second one, 2.8-inch tires front and rear. To end you guys on a good note, let's cover some pros of the Vitus Sentier Plus. The number one pro for me is how this bike performs. It's light, fast, and nimble, making it the perfect combination for a do-it-all hardtail. The chunky sections are no problem with its aggressive geometry. It can handle just about anything I can throw at it, and still begs for more. The 2.6-inch tires are a nice additive as well. Traction, stability, and control are all added with these tires. The next pro I have to mention, and that's the value of this bike. It was literally shipped to my door overseas from the UK for $1,000. You just can't beat that price. It was the only bike in its class that offered its specs at the price point. Although I will say there were a few bikes in the running. Up next is the quality of this bike. After assembling, I picked it up and couldn't believe how light it was. Coming in at 28 pounds is definitely on the lighter side for a plus size hardtail. Also, when I was reading reviews, I noticed that some of the reviews said that the paint was very fragile and chipped easy, but that is not the case for me at least.
What's up guys, thanks for watching another episode right here on OHP. It's safe to say that the pros outweigh the cons on this bike, hands down. So if you're looking for a do-it-all hardtail, this bike is definitely what you're looking for, especially at a great price range. And if you want to help support the channel, check out these new MTB shirts we just made. Check them out, they're freaking awesome. You can order them at the link below in the description. And also, if you like the video, give me a big thumbs up. and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.